Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, November 6th, 2020. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Peak and longevity. Those are the two major factors we consider when we're talking about where an athlete fits into the pantheon of their respective sports. Now, with that in mind, I want you to think about David Henry's career for a second. Here's a guy who's 45 years old and a former 202 Olympia champ who's heading into his 15th Olympia appearance. Yeah, you heard that right. The guy's about to make his 15th trip to the Olympia. Oh, and by the way, he's finished 5th or better in 4 out of the last 5 years. How's that for longevity? We talk a lot about Dexter Jackson, and rightfully so, but David is the Dexter Jackson of the 212. So even though there's a ton of storylines at this year's show, let's try not to lose sight of which one of them all-time greats is doing up there on that stage, because we might not ever see something like this again. As a general rule of thumb, I believe making not-to-do lists is one of the best things you can do to keep yourself from falling back into the habit loop cycle for all the bad stuff you're trying to clean up in your life. And if I could make one suggestion of a thing you can do to add to your not-to-do lists, never training legs with Iain Valliere would be one of them. On Monday, I saw a clip of Iain killing a set of heavy presses that actually made my legs hurt just watching. That being said, I'm sure that Iain is feeling no pain right now since he's less than 2 months away from his Olympia debut and all systems are a go. These are the moments you dream of when you're a young athlete, and we all know how long he's been waiting for this opportunity. So a little bit of soreness is the cost of admission. That's the price he's willing to pay 10 times out of 10. I guarantee it. As someone who still considers himself a lifelong New Yorker, I've seen my share of cold falls and even colder winters. It's one of the main reasons why gyms were always packed this time of year. It's just too cold outside to want to do anything else. But when you're living that mile-high lifestyle like Brett Wilkin's, that's an entirely different type of cold than most people are built for. Now, with that being said, he seems like he's doing a pretty nice job of dealing with the weather so far. Brett released an off-season update this week that showed him looking leaner than I remember seeing him in recent memory, which should tell you all you need to know about how hard he's been working. Brett's someone who's always understood the process, and that's a big part of the reason why he's done so well. And since that Colorado winter won't be letting up anytime soon, he's still got plenty of time to keep this train rolling. Sustaining greatness is one of the hardest things to do in sports and business. Most people think athletes fall off because of complacency, or sometimes maybe it's injury, and in some cases that is true. But the real reason it's so hard to stay at the top is that people spend every waking minute of their day trying to figure out how to hurdle you, because you're the proverbial bar. That's why I can appreciate how hard it must be for someone like Whitney Jones to eye a three-peat. By all accounts, Whitney's healthier than she's been in either one of her last 2 title runs, which is huge considering her history. And she's also completely dialed in from a training standpoint, which is the other piece of the equation here. And since she has 2 things in place for the first time since she started her run to the top, this is the year for her to make a statement. All of the chips are in the center of the table right now, so let's see what she can do to strengthen her hand over the next 7 weeks. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.